Saturn, the sixth planet in the solar system, is not only one of the most well-known, but also one of the most fascinating representatives of our planetary system. We are always captivated by it, particularly by its massive ring system, which allows us to examine our galactic neighbor in more detail. NASA has already launched a number of unmanned spacecraft into the orbit of this famous ring planet. As part of these missions, the spacecraft create stunning photos of the magnificent celestial bodies in addition to gathering crucial data about Saturn and its natural satellites. The most crucial expedition to date, which gave us a lot of valuable information about the planet's attributes and features for the project, named Cassini-Huygens, will now show you the incredible discoveries and stunning photos captured throughout the Galaxy Exploration Expedition. By giving us a thumbs up, you're letting us know that we can keep you interested in the content of our films. If you're excited by the amazing sights and intriguing discoveries in the universe, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to be updated in the future. Saturn. Let's first receive a broad picture of the well-known ringed planet, which has an intrinsic diameter of over 75,000 miles, before we watch the amazing film of Saturn. Saturn is more than just 9. Although the Earth is known to be primarily made of solid stuff, it is 5 times larger than our blue home planet and has risen to the position of the second largest planet in the solar system. Saturn belongs to the class of gas planets, which are distinguished by the fact that their primary constituents are volatile chemical substances like hydrogen and helium. A first look at Saturn may give us the idea that the planet named for the Roman god of wealth is encircled by a single enormous ring, but in reality, it is a very intricate ring system made up of hundreds of thousands of separate orbits. Those rings, so characteristic for our galactic neighbor, consist mainly of tiny pieces of ice and rock like most planets in the solar system. Saturn does not make its orbits around the Sun alone. Currently, we know that the gas planet is accompanied by at least 82 moons. The largest of all known Saturn satellites is Titan after Jupiter's moon. Ganymede Titan, with a diameter of just over 3,000 miles, is the second largest satellite in the solar system on October 151997. The 2 space probes, Cassini and Huygens, left our blue home planet and set off on their journey towards Saturn. At that time, more than 15 years had passed since the ring planet had last been explored by an unmanned mission, although the Pioneer and Voyager probes in the 1970s and 80s had already provided important information about the gaseous planet. Many mysteries about the celestial body were to remain unresolved due to the limited technical possibilities of the time, while the orbiter Cassini was entrusted with the task of exploring Saturn from its orbit. Huygens set down on the surface of Titan in order to gather important information about Saturn's largest moon. After Huygens successfully completed its mission, after only a few hours, Cassini continued its galactic sleuthing until 2017. The unmanned spacecraft was then directed precisely into the ringed planet's atmosphere, where it eventually burned up. Now let's take a look at the amazing pictures and discoveries made during the Cassini-Huygens mission to see the ringed planet in all of its splendor. This photograph of the planet, taken from a distance of 3.9 million miles on October 6, 2004, demonstrates once more the cosmic uniqueness that defines Saturn. It shows not only the celestial body's ring system, which is equally complex and enormous, but also its distinctive stripe structures. In detail, the image's consistent orbits are the so-called equatorial stripes of the cloud layers. However, The clouds that we discover on Saturn differ greatly from those on Earth in specifics. These natural formations are made of ammonia crystals. As of right now, we know that the ringed planet is encircled by at least 2 layers of clouds. The upper layer covers the lower layer, which is only visible in the infrared spectrum because the outer layer of clouds reflects the incoming sunlight. In the 1980s, terrestrial scientists were faced with a major riddle. The Voyager probes revealed that the gas planet's north pole was ornamented with an odd structure that, in its original composition, resembled an almost perfect hexagon. Experts soon came to believe that this enigmatic hexagon might be a massive storm, but it wasn't until the Cassini-Huygens mission that this theory could be supported by concrete evidence. The reason why the stormy structure takes the shape of a hexagon is still up for debate, though some evidence points to the object being created by the interaction of extremely flat storm winds. There is little doubt that the hexagon storm has a remarkable diameter of about 15,000 miles and stretches hundreds of kilometers into the depths. The deafening structure revolves once every 10 years and 40 minutes. The gas planet's massive ring system, which has thousands and thousands of orbits with the most diverse compositions and colors, is its most remarkable characteristic, as we mentioned at the beginning. The innermost ring of Saturn has a diameter of 83,300 miles and is only 4,350 miles from the planet. Despite their enormous size, the outermost orbit is nearly 600,000 miles in diameter and 175,000 miles from Saturn. In most locations, the rings are only 30 feet thick, and the gaps between them are brought about by gravitational interactions with Saturn's moons and the orbits themselves. Some of the smaller satellites stabilize the structure of the ring system by orbiting directly in the spaces and at its edges. The Cassini images ultimately showed that the distance between the individual orbits is much sharper than previously thought. Every 14.8 years, the complex ring constellation shifts into the so-called edge-on position, where the thin orbital edges point directly towards our blue home planet, giving the impression that the ring system is nearly invisible from our vantage point. At the same time, we know that Saturn's rings are not static structures. Rather, the accumulations of innumerable rock and ice particles are constantly moving. As a result, the fring, as it is known among researchers, showed almost none of the characteristics noted during the previous flybys of the Voyager probe's eye at the South Pole. There are other storms that occasionally sweep across the ringed planet besides the fascinating Saturn hexagon. For instance, the South Pole of the celestial body is also adorned with a stationary hurricane-like storm formation that resembles an eye. The whipping object has a diameter of approximately 5,000 miles. A number of other storms have also been found on the gas planet, including the so-called Great White Spot, which rages around the northern hemisphere every 29 years. In 2005, scientists were especially shocked to find a hot spot at the ringed planet's southern pole. This is a spatially limited spot that is noticeably warmer than its surroundings. The data gathered by Cassini also revealed a similar phenomena near the North Pole. In this regard, Saturn is apart from every other member of our planetary system, because a celestial body's coldest areas are often found at its poles. Titan. Finally, we would like to take a moment to show you Titan, the largest moon of the ring planet that was also thoroughly studied during the Cassini-Huygens mission. When the Huygens lander landed on the satellite's surface in January 2005, experts knew very little about the gas planet's constant companion. The images that are currently available only depict a celestial body hidden behind a haze of reddish fog. However, thanks to the successful exploration mission, we now know that Titan is an icy moon with a solid surface. In fact, Titan is the only satellite in the solar system that has a dense gas shell, which is composed primarily of nitrogen, and the surface is made up of ice and methane hydrate. Although experts had assumed that methane and ethane clouds existed on Saturn's moon, the massive cloud vortex that Cassini discovered in 2006 completely defied all earlier predictions made by terrestrial researchers. It was shocking to learn that the formations reached such enormous dimensions. The satellite's liquid methane lakes and rivers are especially fascinating. These unusual formations come in a wide range of shapes and forms and contribute to the moon's landscape in a similar way to how water does on Earth. Now it's your turn. Was there a picture of the ringed planet or Titan that caught your attention? We're eager to hear your thoughts. Finally, we've included links to some more fascinating videos from our channel for you, which you can view by clicking on one of the thumbnails in the credits. We appreciate you watching, be careful, and we'll talk to you soon.